So guys, let's talk about this Active Directory. I am using this word since the starting of this Active Directory section. So let's see what it is. So Active Directory consists of some of the components, and those are X500 server. So we have already seen this X500 server, which is uh, responsible for processing the request and sending the responses. It includes the LDAP service also. So we have seen the LDAP as a middleware, but they have included in this server itself. And another component is DNS service. So you cannot remember IP address of this domain controller, so that's why you will have the DNS service for the domain. So if you want to contact for another domain, you can just contact with the name, so DNS name, like home server, home lab.server. And a security service for authentication and authorization. So whenever we have created the users and on the network, if anyone wants to log in into that user, then there is a security service which is responsible for authentication and also authorization for the particular resources, and some policies that restricts user or computer from a resource. So we need to set some rules so that only certain group of people or users should access that resource, like printer or something. So these components basically consist form the Active Directory. And next one is domain. So we have created the domain home lab dot server, right? So that is the domain. And why do we need a domain? So let's see what domain is first. Domain is logical separation of certain group of objects that come under same category. So if you are having a large organization, you may have so many departments, so you need to have some logical boundary over the department. So if you do not put the boundary, it will be a mess, it will be a huge mess. So that's why you will divide the into small boundaries or logical groups, and then we will call them as a domain. So suppose let's take an example of an engineering college which have the CSE domain, computer science domain, and ECE, electronics and communication domain. So these two other domains are the same college. So these domains can be divided into child domains or more. Suppose in the CSE domain there are some separations like students and staff. So then you can see students.csc.local and staff.csc.local. So all the student user objects and their computers comes under the students .csc.local. This is under this domain, and staff users and their computers can come under this staff.csc.local. So by this way, students have different logon users and staff have different logon users. So that's why you can divide these into the child domains, but these both child domains comes under this whole CSE domain. And in the same way, maybe there is a child domains for EC domain too. So this is the domain and the child domains. These are the child domains of these domains. Next one we are going to talk about is domain controller. So domain controller is a server that processes requests and users, allows user logon, resource access, etc. So this is the this is the Windows computer. We have installed Windows Server and ADDS services on previous video. So and we also click the promote this server to domain controller. So we have did this, so that VM will act as a domain controller. So whenever we logged from the user 1 from the Windows 7 machine, the domain controller receives the logon request and then processes it, and then allows the user to log in. So we have logged in to Windows 7 machine using the user 1 account of the domain home lab.server. So this domain controller will allow for authentication and also resource access, etc. So it is like a manager of all the managed services. And a server cannot be domain controller for two or more domains. So this is very important point. A server can only be domain controller for one domain, and it cannot be a domain controller for two or more domains. This is not possible also. So we have installed this home lab.server and we have made the our virtual machine as a domain controller. So if there is another domain, and it cannot be domain controller of two domains, and also a domain can have one or more domain controllers. So you can also place one or two or more domain controllers under one domain. So it is for data backup or replication, or if the domain exists across the country or across the state, then you can have one or more domain controllers. So that's all for this video. We have learned the Active Directory, domain and domain controller, the basics of these.